So now we know a little bit more about tea. What about teapots? The thing that tea goes into. Hi, I'm Dain, and you're watching Loose Sips. Today we're going to talk about a type of teapot from Japan called a Kyusu. And you can see them right here. There's 4 different kinds of them here. They are a mostly like wide-bottomed, not too tall. This one's really tall. I mean, this one, she went on a growth spurt. But her siblings are pretty short. And you can see they have a lot of room for tea leaves inside. And this teapot, even though its Japanese name, Kyusu, just means teapot, the way we think about it, especially in the West, is as this side-handled teapot. They're usually hollow like this. This is also hollow, but it is covered here. That hollowness, like this, that really helps for heat not to transfer to the handle. So it makes it a lot easier to handle really hot tea. So this is what we're gonna be discussing today. We're also gonna drink a little bit of genmaicha, a type of green tea that has roasted and sometimes popped or puffed rice in it. And this is from Kyoto Obubu Tea Farms, which my spouse and I had the absolute pleasure of going to. Even though it was during the winter, it was still amazing. So let's get to it. So a little bit of history about this particular kind of teapot. It came, as a lot of things did, including tea, it came to Japan from China. A Buddhist monk named Ingen Ryuki brought from China this particular type of teapot. It's still kind of used in China, mostly for like herbal infusions, but it's very popular in Japan. It's just really popular. I don't know what else to say, it's popular. And Ingen Ryuki brought these to Japan in the 1600s. So let's talk about the material that they use. There's a few different kinds of material on the table right now. My favorite is this kind of like unglazed clay. Through the use of it, it will start to gain this kind of patina, this kind of like buildup of tea. So for these, you really want to only use one type of tea in this teapot. It's going to start gaining those flavors of the tea and start building that kind of patina, that kind of layer. And if you use a bunch of different teas, then it's going to interact with them. And if you use a black tea and then a green tea and then this tea and then that tea, the pot is going to get a little confused and start to give off some flavors that are mingling in ways that you don't want it to. If you're going to use one of these teapots for multiple kinds of tea, I would suggest a glazed kind. You can see this part is not glazed, but the rest of it is. It's this like very matte glaze. But this one in particular is very shiny. It's a very shiny glaze. She's a tall girl. She's so pretty. I mean, she's very unique in her design. I really like it. But with a pot like this, with a Kyusu like this, it's not going to, I don't want to say leach. Leach isn't really the word, but it does. It's not going to leach the flavors of the tea back into the new brew of tea. So that kind of ceramic coating, that glaze coating, will protect the clay from absorbing flavors, which means it will protect the clay from putting the flavors back in. That's great if you want to do multiple types of tea in one teapot, but the flavors, when you build a lot of that patina, when you build a lot of that like layer of multiple brews of tea, it's like a good cast iron pan. When you have a really well seasoned cast iron pan, it has a better flavor because of all the things that you cooked before. It's like the ghost of Christmas past, you know, it's just like keeps on giving. So that's what would happen with this clay teapot. If you don't want to do that, use a glazed teapot. Now, traditionally, when these came over from China, the traditional material that would have been used would be like a yixing clay, which is this beautiful red clay. I have a yixing pot. I will bring it over in another video and we'll talk about it, just yixing in general, because I only have one pot because they're very expensive. But now what's referred to as kind of like the pinnacle, the best of the best, not only ceramics, but also the type of clay that is used, is from Tokoname in Japan. And the way that a Kyusu is made, like with what materials, how it's fired in the kiln, all can impart different flavors to the tea because there's different minerals in the clay. Iron, copper, zinc, magnesium. Depending on how it's worked and how it's fired, those can give off flavors to your tea. So a darker teapot might have a different flavor than a reddish teapot like this, which is so interesting. It would probably take a very like a connoisseur with years and years and years of like professional experience to be able to tell the difference right away. But it's also just really interesting to know that you can have a difference in flavor because of the clay of the teapot. It's amazing. Ooh, I forgot I have another one. Wait. I knew I had another one. Ow! We're back. My knee hurts, but we're back. I totally forgot that I had another one of these. This is a little one. Look at how cute she is. And this is another example of a side handle Kyusu. Like I said at the beginning, Kyusu just means teapot. Actually, in Chinese, it means urgent. So it can have a handle on the top, it can have a handle on the back, it can have no handle at all. What we're kind of used to seeing when we say Kyusu is this side handle at a 90 degree angle, kind of like that. But this one is so small and flat compared to this one, which is a little fatter, compared to this one, which is so tall and skinny. All of these different teapots will develop a different flavor in your tea, especially, you know, if you're using with Japanese green tea. So this flatter one is going to cool off quicker, so it can be used for teas that can have less hot water, like gyokuro. Gyokuro likes tepid water. It doesn't like to be really hot. So this will be good to cool that off. This is going to maintain a little bit more heat, so it's good for like a sencha, which is the most common type of Japanese green tea. And then this tall boy, I've never seen one like this. That's why I bought it. I bought it at like a thrift store, and I have never seen a Kyusu at a thrift store before. Oh no, that's such a lie. I got all of these at thrift stores. Every single one of these came from a thrift store. Gosh, I forgot about that. This is the only one that I bought as a Kyusu. But so this tall shape is going to give the leaves so much more room to develop and keep it warmer. I'm sure there's something about like the cycle of hot to cold that somebody could go into, but so it's not just the material that is used in the clay of the teapot, but it's actually the material that's used also, as you can see here a little bit, is the material that's used as a filter. So in this little teapot, you have a filter that is metal. It's a metal filter, like a mesh filter, which is really great for certain types of green tea, sencha green tea, especially green teas that can have little like loose particles that you don't want in your tea. Whereas this one, it's a clay filter. So it's handmade, it's hand kind of poked holes in, which is going to let some leaves through. It's not gonna be like a perfect filter, but the metal in some of these teapots, like this one, the metal filter can actually have an impact on your tea. So it can sometimes add a metallic flavor to your tea, which if you're really serious, very sensitive in the palate, you might not want. You might want this clay filter so that you don't get that metallic flavor. It's all in what your tastes are, what your taste and design is, what designs you like. It's also like the flavors that you like in your tea. It all depends, you know? So, as a recap of these Kyusu, they came from China. They used to be made out of Yixing clay. Now they're made out of a lot of different clays, especially in tokoname. They can be unglazed clay. In the case of unglazed clay, you're going to impart a lot of flavors from tea in the past. And they can be glazed, With the glazed, you're not going to get those flavors from the teas in the past. They can have a clay filter, like this one, which is going to not affect the flavor of the tea as much, but it is going to let some tea leaves through. And they can have metal filters, mesh filters, which can affect the flavor of the tea, but it helps catch more of the leaves. They can be different shapes. So this one is very flat, like very thin and flat, which is going to cool off the tea quicker. This is kind of like the medium size of the ones that we have, which is going to be a good kind of standard sencha brewing vessel. And you have this tall one, which is probably going to keep it hotter longer. Of course, it's going to develop the flavors at the bottom where the tea leaves are faster than the ones on the top. So let's brew some tea using a Kyusu. I'm going to use this one because it's my favorite. I just really love how beautiful it is and simple it is. Absolutely beautifully crafted. And we got it in Japan, so it's sentimental to me. Oh, it smells so good. This is 5 grams of my genmaicha. This, again, is from a tea farm in Japan that we got to go see. It's a mixture of a tea called bancha, which is the leaves and stems of green tea, with like puffed roasted rice. Sometimes they're even like look like little popcorn balls, but they're rice. It's puffed or popped or roasted rice. And the smell is actually a lot of green tea. I mean, it smells very green. It smells very fresh with like hay and grass, a little bit of seaweed. But you're not getting a lot of like the puffed rice smell yet. But I promise you, when we brew it, it's going to smell amazing. So I have 5 grams of the genmaicha in the bottom of this. You can see it doesn't look like too much, but it's gonna give us a lot of flavor. So in Chinese green teas, you have your gaiwan, which we've used before on the channel. And some tea drinkers like to fill that gaiwan so full of tea leaves that when you pour the water in, the leaves, as they absorb the water, lift the lid off of the bowl. That's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to keep these leaves, we want them to be able to swirl around. We're also gonna use kind of a low temperature for tea. We're used to like Chinese green teas at 185. Black teas can be like boiling water or just under boiling. Oolongs like 195 degrees Fahrenheit. This is all Fahrenheit. But this is going to be around 165 degrees Fahrenheit. And actually, if we were doing a gyokuro, that would be down to like 140 degrees Fahrenheit. And it only brews for about a minute, and then subsequently every brew after that, you can brew this many times, is going to be, oh, see, now we smell it. Now we smell the rice. Oh, it smells so good. Have you ever had rice cereal? Like the one that I'm thinking of is Sugar Smacks or Smacks. If you've ever had those, they're like puffed rice with sugar on them. That's what this smells like. It's wild. It smells just like that. It brings me back to my childhood. And you can actually take the lid off and smell the lid and get a lot of those flavors. Ooh, and you get rice. I mean, it's so funny that we smelled the dry leaves and it wasn't ricey at all, but now it's so much rice. Okay, so now we are going to take this and pour it. Now, what you would do with a Kyusu is hold the side handle like this. It's really not hot at all because of the fact that it's hollow. And you would put your finger on top of this little spout, not spout, what would that be called? Nub, a little nub. You put your finger there so that the lid doesn't fall off. I may have used a little bit too much water. You're supposed to measure the water too, but So if I had 3 people, I would drink this with 3 people, you know. The reason that you move it back and forth like that is because the tea at the bottom is going to brew faster and stronger because it's at the bottom, and that's where all the tea leaves are. So by going back and forth like this, you're ensuring that every cup gets an equal amount of kind of tasty, good brewed tea and not just water. Cheers. Oh my gosh. It's so ricey. It's like drinking rice. And the Kyusu was able to brew it with a low temperature, and so it's really mild and mellow, and it has that strong rice flavor, but it doesn't have that astringency that you get from a lot of green tea. It's very smooth and mellow. It's not bright and harsh. And that's because of our Kyusu. Ooh, look, see? Oh, the leaves have opened up. You can see all of that popped rice, the roasted rice. It smells like rice crackers, if you've ever had rice crackers. Oh, it's delicious. So that's a little bit about the Kyusu, the Japanese teapot. There's a lot of possibilities for it. It's a really, really great way to brew tea, especially Japanese green tea, like the genmaicha that we just had. So I hope that you'll give it a try. You can find these online. You can find them used on like eBay. I always suggest finding them used because it makes me sad to think about a teapot not having a home. So I always say, try and find it used if you can. But if you can't find one used online, I'm gonna link the Abubu website to this video so that you can find one on their website because they're handmade and that's where I got this one and they're great. I had so much fun trying a green tea from Japan. I love Japanese green teas. And I love Kyusu pots. I think they're my preferred method of brewing because it's like easier to handle them and it's not as hot on the side. So I'm just very happy. I'm in a good mood because I had some good tea and I hope that you have some good tea. Next time you can drink a little good tea with me, but I'll see you in the next one. And please stick around for more videos. I appreciate that. Okay, bye.